Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com. This is Texas Podcast Massacre.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me as always are my fellow Dream Warriors, Nate.
Sleep, those little slices of death, how I loathe them.
And Lisa.
This song just never ends, does it?
This song should get you so amped up.
I'm amped up!
This song makes no sense.
No song from the 80s
the lyrics of this song,
or 90s.
Can we just do a segment where the lyrics of this song make no sense to the movie?
But he tried. There's a little bit of...
Where the Dream Warriors don't want to dream no more.
He lies awake in the lonely night, Lisa.
Doc had tried to make this song as much as the female doctor tried to help these kids. Not very much.
She was not sympathetic at all.
No. Still better than the Goo Goo Dolls attempt at a Freddy theme song from The New Nightmare. Yeah. No, it wasn't New Nightmare. Sorry, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Getting my Freddy movies confused. And with that, welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, where we take a horror movie. We have a debate question with our unsuspecting victim, and we review that movie with them. Now, our unsuspecting victim is usually someone who is not what we would call a horror fan. This week, we have brought into our collective nightmare here, Linda. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Very excited to talk about Dream Warriors today.
Okay. as you are now. So for the benefit of our listeners, Linda is actually Lisa's sister.
What?
That's right.
That's true.
So
my whole life family up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole you have been my sister your whole life.
So if it sounds like one person's talking, it's two trying to figure it out.
So as long as I've known Lisa. And throughout this podcast, she's been our prime unsuspecting victim because she's never really watched any horror movies really until I showed up and convinced her to.
Ruined her life. Got it.
Right. Yeah, that's the subtext. But now you actually saw this movie beforehand. So I guess the question is, do you like horror movies or?
I do not like horror movies, but I do like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
So why is that? Any particular reason?
I think there's a subgenre of movies that are so bad they're funny. And I think these movies fall in that category. Okay.
And
I really like them.
Wow, you have not seen some of our other movies then. They are
Think about all the episodes you could have been on.
That's not a ringing endorsement for those movies.
Sure.
Well, good. Well, great. It's great to have you on the episode.
Thank
First
you.
Timer. With that, are y'all ready to get into
bait question?
The bait question.
No, question. Talking about movies so bad they're good. Mm-hmm. So we've mentioned The Room multiple times on this. What's worse, better, The Room or this?
Oh gosh, they're so different, but they're both so good. I think Nightmare on Elm Street. I think it's funnier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. More good puns.
Oh, it was definitely intentionally funnier. Okay,
yes.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that for
better
sure.
acting.
Yeah. Quality stuff
for sure.
All right. Well, with that said, let's get into this week's debate question.
We will see how the Lord favors you.
No, you dare not blaspheme. He will punish you. The jaws of hell will devour you. All of you. No.
Lisa's favorite drop of the show.
One of these days, I'm going to have the time to find a new drop.
We're willing. We're willing to hear all.
I know.
It fits. So in Dream Warriors, these kids have the bright idea of using their, I guess, one of their own.
Patricia Arquette has a psychic link dream power.
Right.
That links people in the same dreamscape.
And they have sort of a plan to use
Good job, Nate.
use their dream powers, whatever that may be. Yeah. Now, we'll get into more detail, but some of these dream powers are not useful or very creative. I feel bad that this is their dream. My dream is to do cartwheels.
Yeah.
My dream is to have 2 little switchblades and a
mohawk.
Yeah. So I'm challenging all of you. Come up with a better dream power. What would your dream power be to fight Jason? Or not Jason, Jesus, Freddy.
So I'm gonna go first. So my dreams are always terrible, and in my dreams, oftentimes I end up killing innocent people and then going to jail for it. That's like
Oh my goodness.
I talked about this before.
Wait, your dream? So wait,
In my dreams, often
is your dream power going to be murdering drifters? What is it?
No,
Like accidentally or on purpose?
yeah,
That's a good
totally,
question.
accidentally.
Okay.
But then I end up going to jail.
We were
and
this
I'm
close
on
to friendship
trial,
over,
and
man.
The
Your dreams are so long.
The family,
all the way through.
The family of the person I kill are like crying in the courtroom. I mean, it gets that far. But in this scenario, it could be a superpower because Freddy shapeshifts into people in your dream that are normal people. And so I might actually inadvertently kill him and save the day. But turn it into a positive. It's a lemonade situation here.
I would assume that he would counter though, and he would actually be like the judge that sends you to death.
Yeah, that would suck. He could turn it on me, no problem.
Yeah. So
well, while I'm getting murdered, you guys figure out other shit.
So you might not be the final warrior, but
yeah, I'll be
okay.
one of them.
yeah.
Okay.
Just give me like one of the red jumpsuits in Star Trek or something. Just throw me out there and I'll die first.
all right, Lisa, what do you
Come back to me.
you want to think about it a little bit more?
I have something that was better suited to the end.
Oh, all right, all right,
Oh, wow.
all right.
That's
Well,
ballsy.
I'm
excited for that.
Linda, let's go with you then.
Okay, let's go with me. So I think if I had to pick one, I would pick being really skilled at like chess.
Okay.
And so I would force Freddy to play chess with me, and he would get so bored that he would fall asleep, and I would go into his dream.
Bam.
And kind of a reverse.
You'd Inception.
Nightmares.
You're going to Inception.
Yes.
him.
Dreamception.
So kind of a few different
Chessception.
elements there.
Chessception.
So nice.
Is that a thing?
It's kind of the Rick and Morty take on it.
But then,
yeah.
like, what
Yes,
if
yeah.
he moves like his like knight and then he just keeps moving and slashes you? Like all the
That's
way
a
across.
risk that I have to take.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
every time you lose a piece, like a part of you gets like sliced off.
Oh, that
or
would be
something,
good.
You know?
That'd be a good effect. I like that.
Yeah. Good. All right. So, you want me to go next, Lisa?
Yeah, you got
All right.
this.
Look, if you, the whole premise of the movie is if you die in your sleep, you die in real life. But what if your dream power was to turn into someone that couldn't die? I'm talking about what if you turned into Jason and it's very similar to kind of your thought, but now I'm Jason fighting Freddy. Continual battle. No one wins. It's
you just did Jason
deadlock.
versus Freddy?
but the
Yeah,
problem,
it's a spin-off movie.
Yeah,
That
but
doesn't
the problem
count.
with
They've
that
done
is,
Jason versus Freddy.
You pick it. You know, I don't
but
know.
the problem with that is
What?
that in all these movies, like Jason's limbs all get cut off, so you might not die, but you might be like
But
a
you-
quadriplegic when you wake up.
But then in your dream, you can walk again.
Oh, there you go.
Just like-
do any of them ever get like?
What's his name?
Jason gets his arms and his
No.
cut off all
Yes.
the time.
I'm not
Yeah.
debating that, obviously.
Yeah.
But what I mean is like, do they ever wake up? I'm trying to remember. Is there ever a case where they wake up and they're like they don't have? I mean, I know they get slashed and they wake up with the slashes, but they lose their limbs and they actually don't lose their limbs when they wake up.
I mean, they're cutting themselves when they're cutting.
Right,
they're
but
getting
have they
cut.
ever lost a limb in the dream?
Not that I remember.
I don't know. Like it's
know.
It's possible though.
But that's okay because
Dream Warriors 2.
you're Jason from
Limbless.
Jason X. So you have that weird stuff that brings him back.
The other thought is I get the power of every hair metal rock and roll singer. Hit all those high notes. Like imagine Led Zeppelin pipes, right? I mean, it just blows his brain up just from the high frequency.
Is he made
like,
out of glass?
Well, in this case, his head would just explode from the high
Okay.
frequency, like all that kind of stuff. Right?
I don't know if I would buy
Nothing-
the physics of that in the movie.
It does happen in one movie, actually. There was a guy with a hearing aid.
In this movie,
Oh, well,
a nun says, "If you just have science, you're done." Like, wait, what?
Oh, you
Just
mean
science.
the same nun that said that he was the son of 100 maniacs because that's
Yeah.
how birth works?
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna get into that. One. Don't worry about
That's
it.
my favorite part of the movie, just by the way.
All right, Lisa. We've primed it up. What you got?
Right home here?
Y'all are all fools.
Oh.
Okay,
Why go to sleep? My power is I don't need sleep.
that's not a
No,
dream.
no.
It's called Dream Warriors.
But you
And
have
I'll tell
you
you
only
what.
get that power when you're asleep.
It's called Dream Warriors.
Having a kid now
Don't want to dream no more.
makes me realize I wish I didn't need to sleep because I would get so much more shit done.
Yeah.
So,
All I'm saying.
So Lisa's superpower is doing more meth. That's her superpower.
Hey, whatever works.
How much meth do I need to do?
I mean, if the
But to be fair, hers is the only one that could really become a reality. So
well, and to be
good.
fair, if she does all that meth, Freddy won't have the opportunity to kill her because she'll be dead from the meth.
Okay, so you go on your own terms. Then.
Yeah.
Screw you.
ultimate dream warrior.
Yeah.
And doesn't at the beginning of the movie when she's trying to stay awake to make the house, she's chugging Coke and like
What is that? Fun
eating
dip or something?
chocolate powder.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
She's just saying like Nesquik, just like straight
Yeah.
out the.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Pretty much. Why dilute it? Just
Go
No.
meth. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are basically just poor substitutes for meth, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
extreme
So,
amounts of caffeine.
kid-friendly version.
Lisa's going to get an RV, drive out, and just make a meth lab and just stay
Okay.
awake until
Okay.
she dies, I guess. I guess that's the plan. All right. Well, if you have a better dream power, and
Somehow mine is better than Lisa's. How is that possible?
That's rare.
I don't know how.
but if you have a better one, let us know at TX Pod Massacre on Twitter. You can come check us out on Facebook, message us there. Let us know what you would use against Freddy. With that said, are you guys ready to?
What if you
in-
turned yourself into like one giant like knife duller?
Oh.
what?
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Or rust.
Like corrode him. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's so good.
You just turn
You're
into
water.
rust. You
Yeah.
just turn into rust. You just turn into oxygen and you oxidize.
Yeah.
all of
Bingo.
these things. I'm changing
like
mine
it.
to inadvertently killing people to becoming a chemical process.
They did that
Can I
in
do
the
that?
Did they do that in the King's Quest game? Didn't he turn into rain at some point?
It's possible.
I don't know.
Which one?
Move on. Alexander, I think, did.
Okay. I
Yeah,
don't remember.
sorry.
They're off the rails.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
went way off on a tangent
We'll have
there.
to start our own podcast.
I don't know.
just
I don't know
about
how.
King's Quest.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how many conversations about Freddy Krueger turn into King's Quest, but there you have it. First time right here.
You're welcome.
We got
Yeah.
there.
All right. With that said, let's talk about this week's movie of the week: Nightmare on Elm Street 3: The Dream Warriors.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. He's close. He's real, isn't he? He's real.
3. Ready or not, Freddy's back. A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3. Dream Warriors, rated R.
Man, trailers are so much better back in like the mid 80s. So that was a TV spot. First off,
Okay.
I only want to just set this up because for every episode I obviously kind of edit some of these trailers and find them. The original theatrical trailer though was terrifying for this. So all it is it shows a little girl, and it's supposed to be the main the blonde girl from at the beginning of the movie with the dollhouse, just sitting on her bed. And it's just spinning around like a dark room, and you have the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for, that old chant going. And then it's nothing really's happening. Right at the end, his claw busts through the house, and it they jack up the volume in the theater. I mean, it's pretty good, very good. And the jump is actually at a spot where you kind of expect it, but not really. Like it kind of even got me while I was just kind of
So
watching
something
it.
that wasn't in the movie, they made a separate trailer that was outside of the movie.
Well, the house is in the movie.
The
and
house in the
little
movie.
girl's in the movie.
It's from
But
right
yeah,
where it
no
starts, but it's
scenes
just the way they
from-
kind of did the camera angle. It's just like her
Yeah.
just staring at the house
Yeah.
kind of thing on the bed. Yeah. I mean, there's no real audio or anything to really do it. And I don't want to, if you're listening to this while you're driving, I'd prefer you not careen off the road when, Freddy's like, right in the middle of, driving.
You're welcome, everyone.
Yeah. Public service announcement. Don't
Trying to
listen to
save
horror movie
lives.
trailers while you're driving. All right. So, Linda, as our unsuspecting victim, we ask you to kind of, if you were trying to explain to someone who also does not like horror movies, how would you describe
give
what
the
this movie's
give
about?
the elevator
one,
pitch. Quick
1 to 2
summary.
sentences. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. So I'll summarize the movie. Is what you're asking me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I would say in this sequel to A Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's back to terrorize the remainder of the Elm Street children.
Mhm.
And they battle against him through the power of sleep and dreams.
The power of sleep.
Yes. And they also have to work through some very emotional issues with some very unsympathetic adults who should really read some parenting books. And that's it. And it's just a good time.
I think that's the theme of most horror movies.
Yeah.
Kids dealing with shit,
Parents don't
unsympathetic adults.
understand. Yeah.
It's just like it. The parents didn't even know what was going on.
There's a lot of books out there that you can read.
Right?
So you can learn about that kind of stuff. I mean,
learn how to better deal.
Linda's getting into what you would do differently. Give parenting books to these assholes.
yes.
But what would like a Freddy parenting book look like? That's my question now.
What do you mean?
For the parents of the Elm Street
so
kids?
there's all these kind of parenting books out. What would a Freddy Krueger parenting book look like? No screen time from this movie. No screen time, no TV.
Yeah.
What is it with this movie? Now that I have a child, why is it that these parents are getting punished for murdering the the pedophile? Like everyone's talking like, oh, so there was one line in this movie where they say, oh, we're being punished for our parents' sins. Oh, your parents' sins of killing the person that was molesting and killing all the children in town?
Well, I think
terrible sin.
It's called the justice system, Mitch.
the issue was that they just didn't bury his bones. Right. That was the real the mistake that they've made.
There's your parenting book.
Bury bones.
Always
holy
bury
water.
The bones. Yeah. Always bury the bones.
I mean, it's really not that hard.
Don't just move the headstone. Just
all right. Those innocent people in your dreams, just make sure you bury.
Yeah. All's well that ends
on
well.
consecrated ground.
I'll work on that.
Not in an RV dump area. So anyway, Nate, what facts can you tell us about this one?
Yeah, sure. So this is the third Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It came out in 1987. It was 96 minutes. It was a 6.6 on IMDb, that's all right. Tagline is Freddy's
horrendously low. I'll just go ahead.
Freddy's just around the corner. Terrible tagline.
Also agreed.
The budget was $4.5 million, and the box office was $44.7 million.
Wow!
So it did really well.
Great
so
turnaround.
initially, Wes Craven was like, "Yeah, we shouldn't do a sequel," and then they did a sequel, and he's like, "Oh, that made a lot of money. I'm going to get back in on this as a producer." So for the third one, it's the second one, not involved. Third one, he came back as a producer. The director was Chuck Russell, and this was his first movie directed. He went on to do the Blob remake in 1988. He did The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Oh,
he did Eraser and Mitch's favorite 2002's classic Scorpion King.
I mean,
I saw that in high school for sure.
Well, that's the one where it just focused on The Rock.
Yes.
Even though he's a villain and it was
doesn't matter
when they turned him babyface. I gotcha.
All I remember about Scorpion King is the first line of dialogue in that movie is "boo." I'll never forget that.
You remember.
I will never forget.
That is what you remember of that movie.
The main actress in this movie, and this was her first major movie, was Patricia Arquette. You can tell she looks like she's very young in this, so she looks like an actual teenager. She's Kristen. She won an Oscar for Boyhood. She's in True Romance. Lisa's favorite TV show, Medium.
Actually, I saw a few episodes of that back in the day. It's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm a medium because I just get pulled out of nothing. Great. Stigmata, and of course, one of my favorite movies of all time, Tiptoes, where she befriends Peter Dinklage.
Oh, yeah. We need to watch that.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Nancy, Heather Langenkamp, comes back from the first movie, and she is now
you can tell she's aged.
Psychiatrist.
Yeah, because she's got
one
streak.
gray streak.
Yeah, one
really
gray
ages
streak.
you.
Yeah.
But she was in Freddy, this one, New Nightmare. I wrote down more movies, but they're all just trash. So I'm just going to skip that.
Oh,
and then one more person I wanted to bring up was Lawrence Fishburne, obviously. Plays the hilarious orderly in there. And we all know him from
Everything.
Pee-wee's Playhouse. Boys in the Hood. He's Morpheus. He was in Hannibal.
That was just awesome. He walks out and went, whoa. Lawrence Fishburne's in this.
I think he was technically going by Larry Fishburne.
Yeah, he was.
Larry,
we saw that.
Larry Fishburne. I like Lawrence much better. That's way more distinguished.
Could he not just find roles as Larry? Like they're like,
Larry.
Not Larry, but Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence
Let's
is
get that man
a
role here. Yeah.
So a cool fact about this movie is that the glove that Freddy was wearing during this movie was stolen from the set and ended up on the wall of the shack in Evil Dead 2.
Oh, interesting.
So you can see, if you watch Evil Dead 2, you can see it, which came out, in 87 later in the year. Dick Cavett in the interview scene on the TV, right, is interviewing Zsa Zsa Gabor, and he picked her because he said he'd never interview her in real life because she was too dumb, and he picked her because then she would die.
Jeez.
So that's some beef there.
Right.
In the VHS version of this movie, the Doc and music video happens during the credits. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Mitch. If you saw that VHS version.
Well, we might have. I mean, my brother and sister certainly. I mean, I don't know what Nightmare on Elm Street they forced me to watch as a child. Probably all of them. So it's very likely.
Okay.
Why wouldn't they just add it on the DVD release? I wonder.
I don't know. It said VHS. I don't have the DVD. Anyone have the DVD to check against?
I know in the
not.
DVD they changed the graphic art for it because now it's just like just a normal like Freddy and the kids. It used to have the really cool poster art where it's like the claws coming out and they're all walking along the blade links.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I think my sister had like the poster of that. We had a weird family. Go on.
Yeah.
Move on.
And then the last thing I want to say is this is the first writing credit for Frank Darabont. So he's done a million things.
I was about to say, what's the latest thing he's done? Do you know?
The latest thing? Oof.
I'm trying to remember. Is he? That's Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's what.
But that now I'm intrigued here. I'm gonna
Hey,
check
you
this.
Google that. I got
Yeah.
a question for Mitch.
All right, let's go, Lisa.
So you like horror movies,
Yes. We've
but I
established this.
seem to recall this is one of the few that got you when you first saw it.
Like as a 3-year-old, yeah, I was a little
Yeah.
scared.
You were frightened.
Well, I guess it
little
wasn't
bit.
this one. It was the very first one.
I don't know
But-
which one it was. Okay, so very briefly, because I'm sure I've said the story on air before, but my brother and sister who
Great
loved horror
people,
movies,
Great people.
they would have to babysit me. You know, I'm at least 8 years difference from 8 to 9 years difference from my sister and 11 years from my brother. So yeah, they were in the horror movies. I was still a kid. They weren't going to like change their viewing habits for the baby in the room. So they made me watch Nightmare on Elm Street. And then when I acted up, they would tell me Freddy was coming to get me. My brother would call from the upstairs phone and do the Freddy voice. And my sister had the actual vinyl
course she did.
soundtrack. So it would just have
Which soundtrack? This one or?
no, it might be. I'm sweet. I don't recall hearing Dokken a lot as a child, but
Okay.
it would explain a few things.
That's fair.
No, but it was just like the chimes and normal opening. So I'm assuming it's the first one, but it would scare the shit out of me. I would cry, and then mom would come home and they'd get in trouble.
Worth it.
So terrified. So yeah, when I watch the first one, I still get tense, even though I know it's going to happen. It doesn't bother me, but I still get very tense, and I guess it's
Post-traumatic Freddy.
The first one's
disorder.
great.
yeah. The first one is
It's
great,
very good.
and I'll say it straight up. I actually like this better than the first one. That is from the looks of y'all, that is a controversial stance.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
I think
the first one's
this is the one where they just like, we're just gonna go for the one-liners.
This-
like we're giving up on the straight horror angle. We're going for the one-liners.
Well, so this is okay. So if you think from a horror like pop culture sort of perspective, right? This is the one that really cements Freddy as a pop culture icon when it comes to horror movies. Because from the first one, it's very serious, very dark, very matter of fact. This one, he's not as corny as he ends up being in several, even the next one.
That's a low bar.
They skirt the line very well. I thought it was a good balance of both being scary, gory, and
punny.
And punny, yeah. I mean, they were kind of self-aware a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it like that. That makes sense though.
So that's why I love this movie. So let's talk about the characters in general. Let's start with what's the Kristen, right?
Yes, Kristen.
So that opening scene, can we all agree this mom is just the worst, right?
All these
She checks on her.
ladies.
She checks on her.
She said, "Look, I've got a man downstairs. Let's wrap this up."
What? Her mom's not supposed to have a life. The kid's like in high school.
Yeah,
What?
she's
Can't
quite
take care
old
of
to
herself?
care
Come on,
at this time.
this kid's not 6 months old. Come on.
But she's clearly going through some sort of issue here. I don't know. The way they framed it, yeah, I get it. The way they framed it was not the best.
I mean, later on, the mom is bad, but until that point, she's not too bad.
Well, that was in A Nightmare, though.
I would just yell at my kid for
She
using
admits
too
her
much.
to the insane asylum.
Do you think she's a worse mom than the mom from the first one, Nancy's mom?
Yes, but that's a low bar as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
And yeah, because you're right, Lisa. Maybe not from that first scene, but certainly from the interactions afterwards with all like the doctors
That's true.
and
Where
everyone.
she's
She's
talking to
just like,
Nancy.
look, she's y'all's problem. I can't deal with it.
Well, I mean, her mom isn't like a trained crisis person. I mean, like that's fair, right? No.
All right, so Nate is.
I would just yell at her
Cool.
for doing so much paper mache
Yeah.
and making your room all messy.
Again,
That's what I would have yelled at her
consult
for.
your local library. Lots of books out there for everyone to read.
How to talk to children.
How to
Yes.
talk to children who are being stalked by
Yeah.
a dream serial murderer.
Hey,
There's
we'll
gotta
write
be
it.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got to be some literature out there.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so we'll round table. Who is y'all's favorite of the kids?
The teens, yeah.
The teens. Lisa.
Trying to remember everybody. Let me look it up real fast.
Okay.
Come back to me.
Linda.
Well, man, we can. Let's go through let's go through all the people. Then you can pick.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
You got Kristen, right? She's the main person. You got. You wouldn't count Nancy there, I guess. But you got,
No. I mean, Nancy's a key part, but she's
She's
not
a-
a new
You got
character.
King
She's a
not a-
Cade.
PhD student, right?
Yeah.
At that time.
Who?
She's a PhD student at that time. She's not
Yeah.
really a teen
Yeah.
anymore.
He's a rock
Right.
star. PhD.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Rock star PhD psychology student. You know, those are all over the
You know,
place.
as you do.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
So there's Kincaid.
Yeah.
Great guy.
He's the big black guy. You got Joey. So he's the guy who can't talk.
Yeah.
Oh, the debate guy.
You got
Yeah.
Taryn. She's the one with the switchblades.
Okay.
You got Philip. You got Will, who's the walking magician guy.
Who's Philip?
Philip? What? I'm trying to remember.
Isn't he the one with the attitude? at The beginning.
Well, they all have attitude.
He's the one.
they've all
Are
got
they teenagers with attitude?
He's the one with their.
they've all got a tude.
No,
Yeah.
he's the one with the really stretchy tendons.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
who
yes.
gets chucked off.
Ooh.
He mouths off in group
Yeah.
a lot at the beginning.
And there's Will, so the guy you can walk in his dreams is in the wheelchair. And then you got Jennifer, the one who wants to be the TV star.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So those are the main ones.
Man, I do not remember there being that many of these teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there. Well, some of them die
Starts
pretty
out-
early.
Oh
with a lot.
yeah. So with that said, Lisa, which one stuck out to you the most? Or which one did you find yourself rooting for the
I
most?
don't know. That's a good question. I kind of did feel bad for the TV girl. What was her name again? You just
Jennifer.
said it.
Jennifer.
Because she just seemed like the most, not chill of them, but she was like, look, I just want help. Something's going on and I can't get any help.
If I don't get help, I won't be a TV star.
Right.
Right.
No.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's a lot of stake.
Very focused.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I felt bad for her when she died. Although I will say I've been hearing about that damn death scene our entire relationship. So it was nice to finally see it.
Oh yeah, she's immortalized in like the
Wait, so you had never
And
seen
the Christmas ornament
you
that
had
Nate
never-
gave you?
yeah.
Oh, you had never seen this ever?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
First time was
You're
just,
welcome for that ornament then. Retroactively.
Nate, how about you?
I liked Kincaid the most
Yeah.
because his reaction is the most reasonable of everyone's.
Yeah, right.
Fuck all you. Do you not understand what's happening?
Yeah.
You're idiots. I hate you. Get off me.
Fair.
Perfect. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Kincaid.
Yeah.
I'm with you on Kincaid. Kincaid's my favorite.
And his superpower was reasonable, just super strength.
Yeah.
It's better than a lot of
I'm
the
a big
others.
dude. I'm just going to break
Yeah.
through this wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the Hulk.
Basically, the
Perfect.
Kool-Aid. I was like Kool-Aid man. But
I would
yeah,
marble.
so
It's fair.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, I liked him. Yeah, I liked him. His reactions were pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
He's flipping out, but in like the most, it made total sense.
Yeah. Linda, what about you? Any character that stuck out for you?
My favorite was I think his name was Will. I could be wrong, but the wizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely the wizard. Loved the outfit. Had a lot of flair to it. Really appreciated
A lot of
that.
bad CGI
Yeah.
creating butterflies.
Yes. Yeah. What's scarier than that? Nothing really.
Yeah, this will get Freddy.
Yeah.
Let's throw a lot of butterflies
No
at him. See what
one
happens.
suspects the butterfly. I love it. Yeah.
Maybe that was the play. She had butterfly knives. He had butterflies.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
mix.
that's punny.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the drop. I'm not gonna. It's too long. So let me ask you about this. I don't know. Is this place an actual? It's not a hospital. I feel like it at least used to be run by nuns, and that's why we have all the religious stuff. It's not still run by nuns at this point, right? It's
No.
okay. these are some
equally competent people, but not nuns.
These are some terrible therapy sessions.
But was she a nun when she worked there?
Who?
Or was she just the Freddy's mom? Or was she just
was a nun when she worked.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she
it was a like
she was
church sponsored.
and then she became a nun, found religion later because
This is like the poster movie for secularism right here. It's like, look how much better this gets. You get rid of these people.
Did it get better though? I mean, they still got murdered.
None of the teenagers got raped by 100 people. I mean,
yeah, that's pretty severe.
That's
killed.
That's mismanagement.
So we're at a crossroads with this movie. So I'm going to ask y'all where I want to take this. Do y'all want to talk first about the therapy? Do y'all want to talk about the history?
Let's go to the therapy first.
Let's go therapy first.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have two different therapy ideas. One with the main nurse who is we're going to just stay the course. It's all...
Or doctor. She's not a nurse.
Well, doctor, excuse me.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sexist.
She didn't take all those years of...
she did not pay attention in 7 years of medical school to not be called a doctor. Come on, Beth. Jeez.
Fair. So we have that method. Plus now we have upstart Nancy.
Yeah.
You know,
experimental drugs. Yeah.
Who's like, let's drug these kids up and let's have group sleep therapy sessions.
Yeah. And then in the middle is that Dr. Gordon.
Oh, there's always a Dr. Gordon.
Yeah.
It's always Dr. Gordon in these things.
There's always a Nancy.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, this movie's ubiquitous in the pop culture space. So if you were going to prescribe this therapy session, which one would y'all? Did you think that one was better right than the other?
So the doctors, the what was her name? The doctor? Anyways, the woman doctor.
Yeah.
Her therapy was just to shame the children, right?
Sims.
Elizabeth Sims just was trying to shame the children into thinking that they were perverts or something, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's more of an old school classic technique.
Yeah.
But maybe I agree more with Nancy's
I'm a classical asshole. I ascribe to the classical.
Yeah, do it the right way.
Wow.
No.
I think you got to face that threat head on. I mean, Nancy knows you can't hide from it forever.
Yeah.
No.
What's stopping them from just restraining these people? Like
the children?
You can't cut yourself if your arms can't move.
I mean, but they kept putting them in the padded room and somehow they kept getting hurt.
Did anyone actually get hurt from the padded room?
Why did no one question that?
Yeah.
I think so, because remember I asked you, I was like, well, won't they be safe in there? You're like, no.
Well, no, I mean, they wouldn't be, but I don't remember anyone actually
They wouldn't be safe from
room.
Freddy, but they wouldn't be able to hurt themselves.
But that's where, no. That's where they were the second time they all came together.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone was in there and they're like, oh, we got to get into the safe room with...
Kristen was in there.
Oh,
was it
that's
Kristen?
right. Yes.
And then Freddy just manipulated it and it didn't matter.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I agree. At least if you strap them down, they wouldn't be safe from the actual threat. But you'd at least have to kind of start wondering, oh, well, how could they have hurt themselves because they couldn't get out of bed, and yet here they are, like, stabbed to death.
Well, why not do a control group with the kids, right? Like tie some of them up and let some of them free and see what happens.
And the ones you don't like the most, you leave them free. And then the control
well, because that's how you use science. And science was not used at any point. And
I think I remember a quotation.
I got to find the quote. I wrote it down because I said, that is the worst. I'll find it in a second. Keep going.
But yeah, there was another part where one of the guys went through a door. He just walked through a solid door.
A locked door.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was very confusing.
See, that was confusing because I told Mitch, I said, why aren't they just going to help the guy on the ledge? And he's like, well, he went through a locked door. So I was like, now I'm confused.
Yeah. At that point, you can't rebut anymore. You're just like, well, anything can happen.
Freddy is something else.
Did you know that if you walk through, a dream, if you walk in the dream, you can just pass through physical objects in real life? Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that the new plot of Ocean's 8?
Yes, that's how they get in.
Ocean's 8? Sure. You just ruined the movie for everybody.
That's why we had that spoiler alert at the beginning.
Yikes.
You found your quote, Nate?
No. I don't know where I wrote it down. It's fine.
Well, yeah. So again, science is used very loosely here at this institute.
Yeah. So the doctors. So Dr. Gordon is the touchy-feely kind of guy, which seems like he has a good rapport with the people. But yet, I don't understand how the hierarchy of these doctors works, because he's like, I guess the female doctor was the head doctor, and he was like the associate doctor. Is that right?
I think so.
He did need to get her permission for things.
Okay.
That's why he wanted to prescribe them that night terror medicine. And
Hypnosil.
Yeah. Is that what it was called?
Yes,
Yeah, I got that. I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Hypnosil.
Oh my goodness. Those farm reps really did a number with that one.
Side effects may include hypnosis. No. Anal leakage and hypnosis. Those are the two side effects. Yeah, worth it.
Whatever keeps you safe in that. Yeah. So before let's get to the other thread then, because I know y'all wanted to talk about this earlier. So what's this? Dr. Gordon is seeing this nun walking around. Just, I guess everyone just wanders around.
Sister Mary Helena.
Yeah, Mary Helena. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, appreciate that. So
you remember her name, but not the names of like all the other characters. I made a good impression.
Yeah, she's terrifying.
Now he does eventually find her in like the clock tower or something, and she explains that back in the day when there were inmates here, and the nuns were running it. One nun in particular got trapped there over a holiday break. Was raped by 100 inmates, and they're all Freddy's dad.
Love the stigma of the mental patients. That's coming across on this.
That's
awesome.
True.
Yeah,
it's great. This is like a very Catholic Church thing. It's like something bad happened, and like I can't tell you in a straightforward way. Like I can't go to the police. Can't do that. Let me like make you follow me around a lot, and then I'll tell you some random story. Like I can't just go to you and like file a report. No, that would be too difficult.
Linda, you said she's terrifying. Did you find her scarier than Freddy?
Well, they are
She
related.
was creepy as shit.
Oh, true.
Oh, you're saying it runs in the family.
Runs in the family. Yeah. Well, I mean, and whichever the 100, men won also, that I guess he contributed as well. So
yeah, that's not how any of that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, maybe according to the Catholic Church teachings in 1987, that's
yeah.
She must have scared Dr. Gordon since he was the only one that could see her, I presume.
I would think so.
That's how they presented it, right?
Yes.
No one else sees her. So I don't know what got Dr. Gordon's like why he's the only one able to see her, but
right.
He was not Nancy.
Yeah. She trusted Dr. Gordon somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if you're sitting there saying, look, there's a man with a clawed glove attacking us in our dream, and you're asking someone to trust him, that same person is then saying, hey, trust me, there's a crazy nun walking around that no one else can see. You've got, if one of them doesn't trust the other, then it all falls apart. Right. You got to just be like, all right, we'll just believe our crazy things here. Yeah. We're just all go with it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, so we find out this is Freddy Krueger's mom. That's kind of the big reveal. And I guess it's just because of the act and that it was 100 crazy people, and that's why Freddy's the way he is. I don't know.
100 maniacs.
100
maniacs. That's right.
Yeah, I'm not shocked this nun didn't know how biology works.
No one told her. Yeah.
No one told her.
I mean, they do say whenever you've been with one person, you've been with every person that person's been with. I guess that's how it all sort of works. I don't know.
Again, consult your local library. You can find a lot of information there.
Did they only use 100 because they were afraid they'd get sued by 10,000 maniacs? Is that why? I don't know.
That was a good one. Actually, I'm not. That was actually pretty.
Here's the quote that I liked from this nun. If your only faith is science, wrong. Doctor, it may be you that's laid to rest. So if anything, it's not only is science not faith, but you may be laid to rest. It's like,
is she threatening him?
There's a 50-50 chance, or you're threatening me directly.
Yeah.
Either way, not a great.
She's not saying. She's just saying.
But that doesn't make any sense. Oh man.
I don't know. So, okay, let me ask you about the deaths. What was y'all's favorite death scene in this movie? Because this movie has some of the best deaths in the series. Maybe Dream Master, the follow has probably on par there. But
like the Power Glove. What was the Power Glove one?
The Power Glove is 5? Yeah, I think it's 5.
Okay.
4 or 5.
From this movie.
I know. I'm just saying it. Power Glove's up there in the
Power Glove's in there because that was an 80s.
You got to go. Welcome to primetime, bitch. Just that's your head in the TV and the fake. I mean, that's money.
It's such a weird scene to be like as immortalized as it is, Because really, I mean, she just walks up to the TV, which dumb, and then she just gets grabbed. Welcome to primetime, bitch. Head slammed in. Although it is funny, just like she's just dangling there when Larry shows up.
How does the female doctor explain that one?
I was going to say, did they rule that as a suicide?
Like, how do you hit your head in there?
If they believe that
with
girl
no
has
chair.
Yeah,
she had
no chair.
What
That's
kind of
the
vertical
kicker.
leap did this girl have that they're just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Forget a TV star. She should be a basketball player.
Right.
She's got crazy hops, Mitch. Okay, come on.
I give you both for that one.
Yeah. But yeah, that's unexplainable. There's no way you can come up with that. But that one was fantastic.
Linda, did you have a favorite death in this movie?
I think if I had to choose my favorite death, it would be the death of Nancy's father in the junkyard. And it's only because I just really enjoyed Freddy as a skeleton, like so much. He looked magnificent, and he had a lot of agility. I thought just a 10 out of 10.
It wasn't much better than like Clash of the Titans from like 25 years before. Like not
That's
much
why I
better.
liked it so
not
much.
much better. CGI.
It was a good callback to that.
I would contend Clash of the Titans is better. Better use of it. Explain to me. Wait,
how does he manifest in the real world?
Yes,
in
I
the dream,
agree.
it makes sense.
He leaves the dream, right?
But it's his own. I would imagine he could control his own bones.
But then why not come back in his bones from the very beginning and attack people that way?
Well, maybe because the dreams are his home turf. That's where he's the most powerful. He doesn't want to go.
I see. But
maybe
if you
that's
go out of your comfort zone, you can grow as a person or as a monster.
Freddy Krueger's not reading the books. Read the books,
Read the books, people. Come on.
He's really limiting
Can
himself.
we just post a list on the website
Educational.
after this of Linda's recommendations for books to read so this doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll add that to the show detail.
Rosemary's Baby Bump and other assorted things. I don't know.
How to talk to horror villains so they listen. How to listen so they talk.
Freddy's not dead emotionally.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect.
Come on.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Jesus. So for me, I liked I forgot her name, but the punk rock
Taryn.
Yeah. Her death scene.
Does no one remember any of the characters' names but me?
Who cares?
Okay. I was just thinking shit.
It's an unusual name.
Yeah, it is.
Taryn. Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, it's not a. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
I forgot how she
Taryn
died
with a
already.
Y.
So
Taryn
she actually was having the knife
yeah.
fight, and then in that weird back alley thing, and then his hands became the syringes with all the drugs. She had
Actually,
drug problems.
Oh, that's right.
And what's creepy about that scene is that like she has all the old track marks, and they all are moving. They're like little mouths.
They're talking,
that was nuts.
That's real
Yeah.
Disturbing.
It's a disturbing death scene. It's pretty awesome effects though.
Talk about bringing a small knife to a knife fight.
2 small knives.
Freddy's hands, his hand knives are like 3 times as long as her 2 knives. It's like 10 versus 2. This is like the worst fight of all time.
Again, it's like we said, these are not the best dream powers that they could have come up with. I will say though, but that why I like this movie too is all the practical effects. I mean, think about earlier on the one girl that's getting eaten by Freddy Snake at one point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, at the very beginning.
That's pretty. That effect is pretty cool. I mean, most of that stuff is physical. It's not a whole lot. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember that scene.
The first time where Nancy went into her dream
it's Kristen
and saved her.
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh,
And
that
she
was
can say-
cool.
so it's not a
Yeah,
death,
yes.
but yeah, he's swallowing her whole.
So the
thing.
Freddy snake, I read
Beetlejuice.
that it was originally flesh colored and that's a penis. So they put a bunch of
It
green.
looks like that,
So they put a
yeah.
bunch of green goo on it, so it wouldn't look like a penis. That's why.
Just the
That's
green
why it's
one.
green. That's why it's
But
Just a green one.
it still looks like a penis.
It's a
yeah, but
diseased
not a
one. It's
flesh
fine.
colored
Yeah.
penis. Totally different.
Yeah. I mean, it reminded me kind of like the same, or maybe the enhanced that for Beetlejuice where he becomes the big snake thing.
It reminded me of that too.
Yeah. Lisa, what about you? What was your favorite death?
I think the scariest one to me, or the one that kind of I was like, oh, I cannot watch this, is the ligaments.
Tendons.
Oh, he just kept going, and whoever did the practical makeup for that did such a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that
on
was
his
hard to
feet
watch.
and stuff.
It's like
I was
like a tendon marionette.
yeah. Well, because he made
Oh, man.
puppets, so
Yeah.
he's like,
Oh, I didn't even make that connection.
Yep. There's some good linkage and stuff. Yeah.
Kind of like when we talked about Saw, some of the deaths they're all, this is where they get to the point where they're all very fitting with the personality. Yeah. There's a little cleverness to some of the,
So the moral of the story there is don't have hobbies.
Right. They're going to get you every time.
Freddy can't use them against you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be very bland and
Do
boring.
math. Don't have hobbies.
Don't watch TV.
Lisa's writing a parenting book as we speak.
Taking
No
notes.
TV. It's bad. But the math, that's all right.
I'm starting to think who lives out and they got no electricity and no, we always get our furniture from them.
The Amish?
Bingo, they're fine. No
Yeah,
hobbies.
the
Although I
Amish
guess
are
you could
fine.
kill them with
Well,
furniture.
There's
Well,
like a
the
lot of
woodworking.
like
Yeah.
beard
Yeah.
stranglings.
Yeah, never mind. That's not gonna
Freddy's
work.
doing that quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's
Freddy
not
is so
gonna work.
resourceful.
I wouldn't mind.
Like you wake up and your beard is slashed off. Like
Oh
how
my
bad,
God.
how bad would that be?
It would take forever
Tragic.
to grow again.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Tragic.
So the ending of this movie, just briefly, they all go in to have the final confrontation. Like half of the kids die.
Is it more Power Rangers or Captain Planet? What kind of what
Dream Warriors.
what closest matches this?
I don't know.
Like Thundercats? VR Troopers?
No.
I could keep going for a while, but
League of Their Own.
I like that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
That's
done.
pretty great.
If you dream it, he will come.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
nice. Shit.
Well done. Yeah,
Wow, that's
that
pretty
worked
great.
out better than I
Good tag
think
team.
you.
Nice
Right
work.
there.
That's sister power right
Yeah.
there. That's what that is. We'll insert the Tia and Tamara sister drop there.
Yeah.
All right, so they're fighting him. It's Nancy, King K, Joey.
Joey's
and
kidnapped.
Kristen.
They're going in.
Yeah.
It's a Zero Dark 30 situation.
Which is weird.
they're
I don't know
gonna extract
why
Joey.
Joey's poor Joey. I don't know what this kid
Joey
deserved that
gets
he
to-
has to be hung over a pit for half the
I mean,
movie.
Joey
That's
gets seduced by, imagine you're like a 16-year-old boy
Yeah.
and there's like a hot nurse who's like, I'm just going to get topless and whatever. And he's like, yes.
He goes with
All
it.
of this is yes. That's reasonable. Like that he gets caught in there, like that's reasonable.
That's what.
He was the
That
weakest link.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was the weakest link.
Yeah.
And his superpower, let's just pull the band off real quick. His superpower is the worst superpower. He yells once.
Mm-hmm.
Superpower. He just yells. That's it.
Yeah, but he yells with the power of Dokken. And that's why all the glass shatters. I'm telling you.
And they play Dokken.
You're underestimating.
And you notice they play Doc in the very beginning, like the first couple minutes of the movie, when she's trying to stay awake. She's like, I can pick any band. Just stay awake to not die. I'm gonna go with Doc. That's your first mistake.
Again, I disagree. I think Dokken is the way to go. No, so this final battle, which goes on a while, they're fighting near the pit. They fight in that little glass thing where they each get pulled into separate glass windows, which is a pretty cool little effect.
Freddie,
When all
That is
shatters
cool.
melt
Freddie
them
leaves
out.
for a bit to be a skeleton, right?
And then, of course, when they think they've won, Freddie comes back and stabs Nancy, kills Nancy off.
Yeah.
And that's actually a big. Most people, I think online when I was kind of doing some research for the movie, most people are still upset. That's the upsetting part of this movie, which I
Yeah.
guess probably at the time was a bigger deal.
It was emotional.
Because, and you think it's like, oh, Nancy's back. Hell yeah, Nancy, and it's like, oh no, Nancy's dead. Well, all right.
Do you think Wes Craven did it on purpose because he intended for her to be dead after the first one?
Maybe.
He's like, this is how I meant to end it.
He did,
Oh,
yeah.
did he intend for her to be dead after the first one? The ending of the first one confused me.
Well, he is intended for that to be a standalone movie.
Right.
Well, yeah. So
For it to be ambiguous, I guess.
the ending is that she's still in a nightmare,
Right.
Because the car is like even like the sweater
Yeah.
color and all
Yeah.
that, and that's when she realized she's still. And then Freddy, kills her mom and all that. But I think the idea is that she's dead and she's stuck in that nightmare dream world.
Forever. Okay.
And now she actually
Gotta see
dead.
it on screen. Gotta make it official.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fair. So yeah, but now she's dead. We've seen it on screen.
Yeah.
But the kids do survive because Dr. Gordon comes through at the end, showing you once and for all that all their dream powers did nothing. It really took them just pouring holy water on some bones and stealing stealing across from a church. Render that thing still like.
But he bought it, okay?
He didn't. He just left his driver's license.
Oh,
It's
so
like-
he was borrowing
Put a
it.
deposit. Put a
Yeah, he put a
deposit
deposit
down.
down.
Yeah.
Put a deposit.
Taking it for a
Fine.
test drive. That's it.
Yeah.
He did say he borrowed it. He's not bringing that back. He's got to leave it on there.
This is the first time a crucifix has actually done something in a movie.
Yeah, it does. It is
Every other
effective.
movie we've ever done.
It is effective. It does
Yeah.
kill Freddy for now until he.
Yeah, it
obviously
kills Freddy
comes
for
back.
like 3 seconds. And then he's back. Yeah.
What were your thoughts about the ending?
I just thought it was kind of abrupt. Like, they're fighting, and then like, he's gone. I was like, what? That's the end of the movie? Oh, okay, cool. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
It was a good, it's like the band together to solve your problems, 80s teen kind of thing.
Yeah. The fourth one's a little bit better ending wise. But yeah.
So it wasn't the smash. So I guess the smashing of the mirrors coincided perfectly with him pouring the holy water.
No, the smashing of the mirror happened because the Joey.
No, I know, but I'm saying they kind of like happened simultaneously because once they smashed the mirrors, he was gone, right?
No, because he came back.
He came back.
Yeah.
He came back
that's right.
as
Nancy's father.
Nancy's dad. Who
He said,
right,
hold
that's
on. He
right.
said, I crossed over? Is that what he said?
Yeah, I think that's all
Yeah.
right.
I crossed over. You're in a dream. Don't fall for that. That's stupid.
Okay.
You crossed over into what? A dream?
Yeah.
You
You're
would think
an
a rock
idiot.
star PhD psychology student would have caught that.
No,
But
no.
We all have bad days. We all
yeah,
have
that's
off
true.
days.
She was
you know.
slipping that day.
Yeah, I mean, she's clearly tired. I mean,
Yeah.
just,
Don't want to dream no more.
She don't want to dream no more. Anything else y'all want to talk about with this movie?
I don't know. There's a quote from Kincaid that I liked. Let's kick this motherfucker's ass all over Dreamland. That's a good quote.
Solid.
He
That's a
should
good
be
quote.
a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
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 He's like an aggressive motivational
Yeah.
speaker, though.
Yeah. Tough love.
Yeah. Like he ended up like creating like what's the Scared Straight like prison show? Like that he ended up creating that show like later on in his life because he survived.
Nice.
Like, he's just yelling at people like clean your life up.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna be getting slashed to death in some dream. Like
Right?
deal with your
I
shit.
know.
And the kid's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll be nice. I'll get straight A's. It's like, you're welcome. Maybe he wrote some books in this show.
maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. All right. If y'all have got nothing else to talk about the review, I have to ask you all, what would you have done differently?
Son of a bitch, you left the bodies and you only moved the headstones! You only moved the headstones! Why? Why?
Lisa, what do you do differently if you're in this movie?
I'd get those drugs, man. Look, all of my survival instincts involve drugs right now. I got the meth to stay awake. Nate's about to spit out his water.
Yeah.
But if Nancy's got anti-dream drugs,
Give them to everybody.
come on.
Give them to everybody while you figure shit out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she clearly already has a prescription.
Right. And they were going to take 2 or 3 days to get him for the.
Yeah, she
for
could have
the
just been like,
kids.
oh, shit, I lost mine. I need to get
Yeah.
this refilled real quick.
Share your stash. Come on.
Share your stash.
Share the
Lisa-
load.
Lisa is, Lisa is
Sarah, give all the kids
advocate for
Nancy's
passing it
pills,
out.
though.
There you
You
go.
stole mine, but that's
Yeah.
fair.
There you go. Nate, what do you do differently?
Hey, do science. Doctors. There you go. That's it. No, yeah. There's no control group. There's nothing happening. They're not even trying to prescribe the drugs. They're not listening to anybody. It's like, what are you doing?
Why didn't she could she have pulled in the older lady doctor
Miss Dr. Sims.
Yeah.
Oh, to show her.
to pull her into the dream to show her?
Because she showed Dr. Gordon, didn't she?
And she's like, oh,
yeah, he
Yeah.
got pulled in. Yeah,
That's a
so
good
just
idea.
come on.
She didn't seem receptive to like even being in a room with anybody.
I don't
She
think you
doesn't
have
even
a
have faith
choice.
in what she sees.
I think she could pull in whoever she wanted because Nancy didn't have a choice. She was just like, yeah, come save me.
Yeah. And so I guess also the do science better includes the nun says if your faith is in science, which that's wrong. Science doesn't require faith. It requires experimentation and verifying the results.
Control
But
groups.
maybe if everyone did that, they wouldn't have to be pouring holy water on anything. That's my that'd be my strategy.
I mean, it is effective, though.
Is it though? But think about it this way: if you have if you take medicine every day that makes you not dream, then you've killed Freddy forever. But then they probably didn't want that because then the franchise can continue. So,
He'd have found a way.
like, if anything, if I was like this drug marketer, like whoever, I don't know, is it Merck who makes Hypnosil or something? I don't know exactly who it is. But I'd be like, look, if you don't want to die, it's a freak accident.
Yeah.
All these kids were killing themselves, and all of a sudden they take Hypnosil. Boom. That's marketing right there. You just throw that out, make tons of money.
Yeah. I think for me, if I'm, and I forgot his name. Jesus, I know I'm terrible.
Which one?
The D&D, the wizard.
Will.
Will.
I'm the whiz. It's fine.
I'm just gonna,
The
Nobody
Wiz.
beats me.
Nobody.
I'm gonna have a one-on-one with Will right here. Will, my man, you're shooting lightning. You don't need to run up to him.
Yeah.
Keep your distance.
You're saying more Emperor Palpatine style. You just like stay back and just chuck this lightning.
Also, I don't know who's doing wardrobe because I don't know why Will's like, I am this almighty wizard who's going to wear a cloak 5 times larger than my body size.
Yeah.
It does not give the right impression. But man, don't run at him. He's like, I got you.
Mitch,
And
he needs room for the butterflies to fly right there. They need room, okay?
Just don't run at him. You're probably alive for maybe like 5 more seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe. Linda, what do you do differently if you're anyone in this movie?
Let's see, if I was anyone in the movie, I would be Nancy, and I would just do my PhD in a different field and just not go to the institution at all.
Wow.
I would
just let it go.
Do finance or something, make a lot of money, go traveling,
move on with your life.
Yeah. She felt a moral responsibility to help people that had gone through what she's going through. Come on.
That's her problem.
Oh, man. Yikes.
Also, you told me another one. What would you do differently?
If that was my answer for if I was Nancy
let's
in
go the whole series.
In the third movie. If I was Nancy in the first movie, I would do nothing differently because I would just, get to date Johnny Depp.
Bam.
And, that's your whole life's complete.
Because like, if you die doing that, you've made a good decision.
Yeah, I mean, you've already done everything you've ever wanted to do, so it's done. So yeah.
Did he hit her off screen in that movie? Are we sure about that?
He was definitely not a good boyfriend, considering that he could not even stay awake for 5 minutes.
No, yeah, he totally unreliable.
Yeah. If I was Johnny Depp in that movie, I would just drink a goddamn cup of coffee. That's what I would do differently.
Yeah.
Do it during this movie, right?
Yeah.
Paper mache some stuff, docking. Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah. Some Jolt Cola. Was that a thing back then?
Yeah, Jolt.
Maybe it's the 90s, but still something.
Yeah.
Kristen had at least a game plan. He just like, I got it.
Yeah, that's true. He was overconfident. Very overconfident.
Fair. All right. So now we come to a newer segment of the show where we ask you, hey, if you were going to make another sequel, besides ignore the rest of the sequels that come here, what would you call it? Because
let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel.
Yeah, you got to have the sequel. So, Nate, kick us off here. What's the sequel?
So I'm going to steal Linda's thing. I didn't really think about this very much, but I like the Dream Warriors 2 Inception idea.
Yep.
I think you go into your dream with a shared thing. Patricia Arquette is now her own PhD student in psychology, rock starting it up as they do. She can bring people into the dream, and then they bring in this new drug that someone like patented or something in her psychology school, whatever. And then they try to incept Freddy. So Dreamception.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Dreamception.
Dreamception. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal Lisa's thing while you and I are just stealing ideas.
Yeah.
I want to see Nightmare on Elm Street, but in this case, Elm Street is in the middle of an Amish community. I am interested in how this would all play.
Barn raising on Elm Street.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Wicker basket making on Elm Street. I mean, all sorts of. I like it. I want to see. Will they all just have their beards chopped off? Is that their dream power? Their beard gets so long that it moves. It's like a sentient sort of appendage. Who knows?
And then obviously Weird Al Yankovic does the
intro
soundtrack. Yeah. So Amish Paradise is playing instead of Dokken. That makes total sense.
Yeah. Linda, how about you? What's your sequel?
My sequel would be Freddy as the skeleton, just in the real world, and just like a lot of him getting knocked over and like a lot of slapstick comedy, basically.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Would he be trying to get a job? Like he's like, well,
Yeah, he's trying to pass for a real human and just ruin the kids' lives, but from reality, from not dreamland.
I would like that he becomes Groundskeeper Willie, and it goes into the whole Treehouse of Horror where they make fun of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, this plot sounds a little bare bones for me. I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pad it with a lot of puns.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was bad. What's the title? What's the title of this called? That's like the most crucial part, probably, of all of it.
I don't know. I kind of like the one you just came up with.
Nightmare on Elm Street for bare bones.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Man.
Well, what's the title of yours, Nate?
Mine was Dreamception.
A Dreamception.
Yeah. What was yours?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Boom.
It's tough.
But I'm not good. But we've established this now.
Right,
We've done these enough that we know I'm not good at coming up with titles.
Yeah, bare bones is my working title. I'll figure something else
Okay,
out.
so yours was the Amish one?
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, I don't know enough about Amish people to really make this work. Actually, I take this back. I would. I mean, you could do Amish. I would like to just see different locales, like almost like Anthony Bourdain. But it's Freddy Krueger going to just random locales and murdering people. But like you learn about the culture.
So he eats the local delicacies?
Yeah. And then he still kills people, but at least,
Does Freddy then mix up his kills to match like the locale?
I would think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he can be anything, right?
Respect the culture of the place you're at.
Of course.
So like there's Freddy as like a geisha that he like kills somebody. Like is that happening?
It could. Why wouldn't it?
So Nightmare on Elm Street, Memoirs of a Slasher.
That's at least for the episode name for the Japanese, for the Japanese.
So Japanese one, sure.
I would think.
Oh, so you want Freddy Globetrotting?
Yeah,
okay.
Basically,
like James Bond.
I want Anthony Bourdain, No Reservation, but not Anthony Bourdain. It's Freddy Krueger. No, I don't know. I'm not good at these.
Freddy. Wow. Okay.
If you have a better title, please help me.
All right, so what about
this.
yours then, Linda? What's your the skeleton?
Yes. He's just trying to make his way. And his goal is to really trip up the kids, So I don't know what that would be.
No, I just keep coming to no bones about it, and that's not good.
Yeah,
but I like
that's no bones about it.
Yeah.
That would be the tagline.
Yeah,
that's more of a tagline than the title of the movie.
That's a win for me, so I'll take it.
Some bones don't stay buried. Ooh.
Nice. This is really coming along.
Yeah.
I like that we're just workshopping this now. It's gone past the normal segment. All right, Lisa, what about your sequel?
So I've been going through a few. At first, I was going to take Nate's idea because apparently we're all stealing each other's ideas.
I stole mine fair and square. Okay, come on.
Just stole it first. But, I like the idea of bringing the Power Rangers in. Save the day.
Hey, Hasbro just bought the Power Rangers.
Oh, did they really?
Yes, they did.
Oh, there you go. However, I was starting to think if you can bring in whoever you want.
You bring like a ringer.
Bring in a ringer or bring in Freud. He can psychoanalyze Freddy and just confuse the hell out of him.
You keep with your drug theme because Freud, well known for prescribing cocaine to basically everyone.
Good.
So Freddy on cocaine would be your sequel.
Holy shit.
Cocaine.
Freddy does cocaine.
Freddy does cocaine.
His kill rate would just skyrocket.
Yeah.
So efficient.
No, but really bring Freud in. Freud's going to analyze Freddy and be like, Freddy, look, man, let's sit down. This is why you're having these dreams. Okay.
Well, spoiler alert. It's his mom because that's all Freudian psychology is. Yeah.
There you go.
Done. I
think if you get down to the core of why Freddy is the way Freddy is, maybe you could fix him.
They did.
Yes,
it was 100
bring in the mom
maniacs.
too.
Redemption.
Do a family session.
Family session.
I like that. Freddy intervention.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. So Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Break the cycle.
This is all the teens are
so
saying.
Nightmare on Elm Street, like family values. Like,
yes.
I'm thinking more like a Jerry Springer type.
Yeah.
Reality show.
Yeah.
Jerry
Springer. Okay. So I was thinking more intervention because you have like Nancy says it with her little paper Freddy, I was really hurt when you pulled my mother through the window in our front door.
What if it's Dr. Phil?
No, say here, Freddy.
Is that working out for you? Or some shit. I don't know. Who knows?
Fuck it. I want all of these.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah. That's a sequel I would fund.
There you go.
Me. Or it could be Freddy, like Freddy, How High or something. Or like Nightmare on Elm Street because I got high.
What, with Afro Man?
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, I think we're going to move into our last segment. The final cut where we give a rating out of 10. It could be whatever rating scale you would like. Lisa, let's start with you as our our in-house unsuspecting victim.
It was good. It was good. I don't know if it's as good as the first one.
Here we go. And it goes down. Looking at Mitch, he's like, it was good. And then just...
It's better than a hell of a lot of other stuff we've done. I'll tell you that.
Not as good as Tourist Trip.
The majority of which Nate has brought up.
Yeah, for sure. I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10 TV programs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good. It was good. I mean, it's a solid sequel. Yeah, it's a little pandering, and I'm sure it just gets worse as the series goes on.
Oh, yes.
But this one was good, yeah.
This is the last competent one.
No, New Nightmare. Wes Craven's New Nightmare is solid because that one's very meta. That's very...
Well, and they bring Nancy back. So.
Well, yeah, because it's happening to the actress and, it's meant to act like it's happening in the real world. It's an interesting take on it all. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
6 out of 10. Okay.
Nate?
Yeah, so in my notes, I wrote plus Dokken, and then I wrote minus Dokken. So that was to cancel each other out. I was like, oh, Dokken, this is cool. And then there was the lyric, dream warriors who don't want to dream no more. And I was like, yeah, and right back down to being, if not negative, at least even.
So that's a positive for me, that one.
That was a positive for you? Okay.
Yeah.
So
if he had changed the second dream to sleep, I would have been all in.
Dream warriors don't want to sleep no more. Yeah, that's
perfect
and way more accurate to the movie.
Yeah.
Look, all the studio probably told him is you need to say dream no less than 20 times in the song.
Like what rhymes with hypnosil? like work this into the lyrics here, okay? No, the deaths were the best part. Very inventive. There's some good young actors and actresses in this movie, right? So it's pretty solid.
Yep.
It gave Larry his big break, so
he had been in a lot of things before that.
I looked it up. He wasn't in that much before.
Yeah,
this.
that's true. That was one of the early, but then right after that, he did blow.
Oh,
That's true. No, that is true. Okay. And then, there was some really creepy stuff. The horror wasn't, it was more fun and less horror-y, which is fine. But that kind of drops it a little bit below the first one, I think, for me, because that one was straight horror. So I'll also give it a 6 out of 10 barely useful crucifixes.
Nice.
Hey, it got the job done.
Yeah, for like part of one movie. And then right back.
So I will give it 8 out of 10 Dokkens.
Wow.
First off, there is no negative. Dokken and negative cannot exist in the same sentence.
It's an oxymoron like dream warriors who don't want to dream no more. Is that what you're saying?
Were I pressed to name another Dokken song, I could.
They played one in the beginning. I don't know the name of it.
Don't know what it is.
But it was there.
I know the difference between Dokken songs and others, but I only know Dream Warriors.
I wrote in my notes 3 minutes in, Dokken.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all I did.
They were there.
Also, how do you have that song but not call yourselves the Dream Warriors in the movie? That drove me crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting the whole time to be like, we're the Dream Warriors. And they never said
it. They had like one practice session before they were like, all right, I guess we're ready to go fight because Joey's kidnapped. So they had time to brainstorm cool name ideas.
They could have thrown it in.
They could have thrown Dream Warriors in. It's the title of the movie. Yeah. That's a missed opportunity.
Sure. I disagree, but that's fine. It's not because we're still saying it.
Terrible marketing.
Dokken did all the marketing they needed. And that is why I gave him 8 out of 10.
Got it.
No, this movie's great. Again, like I said earlier, this is the movie that makes Freddy the pop culture icon that he is.
I think it was the Power Glove, but agree, disagree.
Agree, disagree. All right. Linda, for all of our unsuspecting non-horror fan listeners out there, what is your final cut for this one?
I think I'm kind of in between these two sides, so I will give it a 7 out of 10 tiny switchblades.
Tiny switchblade. I like it. That would have been a lot more helpful than the 2.
Yes.
Maybe she could have thrown one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
One after the other.
Right.
So just, you liked it then?
I do like this movie quite a bit. It's very entertaining. I recommend it.
And would this be a movie that people who don't like horror films?
Yeah, were you scared at all at any point, really?
Like, if you don't like horror movies, from your opinion, could someone handle watching this?
I think the only thing that's scary is sometimes there's a couple of jump scares, but other than that, it's really not that scary. And there's a lot of good laughs. So if you're into that, I would definitely say it's for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. Nate, tell them where they can find us.
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter at TXPodMassacre. You can find us on our website, TexasPodcastMassacre.com. We're looking at making some improvements shortly. You can download and rate us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneinRadio, Google Podcasts, and Spotify and all your other podcast platforms.
That's right. Well, from all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in, and just keep telling yourself it's only a dream. Good night.